From the 10th Avenue Extension Greater Estates, this is MBN TV with the Mega News at 6, live and direct from our studios at Nungwa Adugono. The news is also live across our social media handles on MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. We take a look at the headlines.
Government played no role in Ministers' Awards, Kwakye Ofosu declares. In business, GSE records strong gains amid thin trading. And on the international front, South Africa trolled by African fans following World Cup opening defeat.
Those and many other stories coming up in the next 30 minutes. Government spokesperson Felix Kwakye Ofosu has clarified that the recent Ministers' Award ceremony was not organized and founded or influenced by government, insisting it was an independent initiative.
Government communications has distanced itself from controversy surrounding the Ministers' Awards, with spokesperson Felix Kwakye Ofosu firmly stating that the state had no involvement in the event. Speaking to journalists, Kwakye Ofosu explained that the awards were privately organized and should not be linked to government endorsement or public expenditure. He stressed that no public funds were used and no minister acted in an official capacity to coordinate the program on behalf of the state. His clarification comes amid public debate and criticism over the legitimacy and timing of the awards, with some calling for greater transparency in how such events involving public officials are conducted. According to him, the government remains focused on governance priorities and will not be drawn into activities that are outside official functions. He further urged the public to separate private recognition events from government business to avoid misinformation and unnecessary political tension.
There's no evidence. There's no evidence that any minister paid for any awards. Yes, there is a statement or a write-up issued by Professor Kwesa White of SIGA that he was approached to pay 50,000 cedis and he declined. That does not mean that any other person paid any monies, especially in the absence of any evidence to that effect. I need to place on record that as far as government is concerned, no state agency or entity has organized any award ceremony purporting to honor ministers, MPs, or any other category of public servants. What I do know is that for a very long time, indeed, I recall that even in my days as a Deputy Minister for Information, sometime between 2013 and 2016, there have been all manner of groups who send around invitations and solicitations to people to be part of award schemes. And we understand that this particular awards that we are discussing started 6 years ago. And indeed, there are some members of the previous government who received similar awards. So it is purely voluntary, it is a private sector activity. And government does not in any way, shape or form endorse it. Mr. Speaker, in order to bring clarity to the matter, the Secretary to the President caused to be issued a statement in which the President has admonished and cautioned all of his appointees to steer clear of such awards, because we do not believe that it is the best way to go. So private entities are free to organize any award schemes, but this government does not endorse it. So it is a private entity, Mr. Speaker. I cannot speak for the private entity that organized it, but government was not part of the organization.
Away from the floor of Parliament, government has re-engaged a contractor to resume work on the long-delayed 500-bed Afari Military Hospital project aimed at boosting military and specialist healthcare delivery in the country.
Government has announced the re-engagement of a contractor to complete the stalled 500-bed Afari Military Hospital project, a major health infrastructure development expected to serve both military personnel and civilians. According to officials from the Ministry of Defense, the decision forms part of renewed efforts to fast-track completion of critical national projects that have suffered delays due to funding and contractual challenges. The project, located in Afari in the Ashanti region, is being developed under the supervision of the Ghana Armed Forces with oversight support from the Ministry of Defense. Authorities say the hospital, once completed, will significantly improve access to specialist healthcare services, reduce pressure on existing military medical facilities, and strengthen emergency response capacity. Officials have assured that the re-engaged contractor will work under revised timelines with strict monitoring to ensure quality delivery and accountability. Government has reiterated its commitment to completing all abandoned and stored infrastructure projects, especially those in the health sector, as part of broader efforts to improve public service delivery. The Afari Military Hospital project remains one of the flagship military health infrastructure developments expected to serve as a major referral facility upon completion.
Government has successfully repatriated 327 stranded Ghanaians from La Côte d'Ivoire as part of efforts to protect citizens abroad and ensure safe return home.
The government of Ghana has facilitated the safe return of 327 Guinean nationals who were stranded in Côte d'Ivoire under difficult conditions. The exercise was coordinated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Ghana in collaboration with the Ghana Immigration Service and Ghana's diplomatic mission in Abidjan. Officials say the repatriation forms part of ongoing efforts to protect Guinean citizens abroad, especially those facing economic hardship, irregular migration challenges, or displacement. According to authorities, the affected citizens were transported in barges and received medical screening and basic support upon arrival in Ghana to ensure their safe reintegration. Government sources indicate that many of the returnees have traveled in search of better economic opportunities but became stranded due to documentation issues and limited access to employment. Officials have assured that support mechanisms are being assessed to help some of the returnees reintegrate into local communities and explore livelihood opportunities. The ministry has also urged Ghanaians to use regular and verified migration channels when seeking opportunities abroad to avoid similar situations in the future.
These are brothers and sisters from Côte d'Ivoire that were affected by the demolition exercise ongoing, just a way to, control flooding in Côte d'Ivoire. And so the government thought it wise to repatriate them back to their various homes. And so first of all, let me thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, both La Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, and thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and everybody who has contributed to bring our brothers and sisters safely back home. And like I stated earlier, the government is ever ready to support them so that whatever, loss, that is what, when we interviewed, a lot of them said they've done a lot of things at their various places and they left it. So the government is ever ready to support them so that they can come back and then, their stay in Ghana would be fruitful. So we are ever ready. We've given them contact numbers to contact us and make sure that, first of all, we'll give them transportation to get to their various destinations and make sure that we support them to get back to their faith and so that they will really enjoy their stay back home in Ghana. We had 303, but these people are from Greater Accra. Others are at Takoradi, Cape Coast, and then Eastern region as well. So in all, we had 303. They go through screening. We have our health workers around. The nurses are here, the doctors are here. They went through some screening, they went through some blood tests before they are here. Some of them had cough, and so they've been attended to. And so right from here, and other protocols from NADMO, we are giving them some relief items to make sure that it sustains them until they get back to their faith. So these are some of the protocol processes we pass them through.
And I was a Greater Accra Regional Minister. Away from that story, the minority in Parliament has raised alarm over rising youth unemployment in Ghana, describing it as a worsening national crisis requiring urgent government intervention.
The minority in Parliament has expressed concern over what it describes as a deepening youth unemployment crisis across the country, warning that the situation is becoming increasingly unsustainable if urgent action is not taken. According to the minority, thousands of young graduates continue to enter the job market each year without corresponding employment opportunities, a trend they say is fueling frustration and economic hardship. The group, commonly referred to as the Minority in Parliament, Ghana, argues that current economic policies have not adequately addressed job creation, particularly in the private sector, where most employment opportunities are expected to emerge. They are calling for a coordinated national strategy focused on skills development, entrepreneurship support, and expanded industrial growth to absorb the growing youth population. The minority further cautioned that failure to address the issue could have broader social and economic consequences, including increased dependency, migration pressure, and social unrest. They are urging governments to prioritize job creation in upcoming policy interventions and national budget planning. Government, however, is expected to respond to the concerns in the coming days as debate continues over the effectiveness of current employment programs.
First, we need to anchor every job program on published delivery scorecards with clear metrics on beneficiaries, the cost of these jobs, the time to placement, and the employment retention. Second, we need to separate skills development from job creation, and we need to fund both separately. Training people without creating demand for their skills only manufactures disappointment. Number three, Mr. Speaker, we have to shift the funding model from sovereign financing to private-public partnerships. Government should focus on de-risking, co-investing, and creating regulatory clarity, while private capital drives the large-scale job creation that we need. Number four, Mr. Speaker, we need to make the apprenticeship economy the spine of the youth employment strategy through national certification, employer co-funding, and clear pathways into employment or self-employment. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I propose that we need to build a credible labor market information system for the Republic of Ghana, which will publish timely district-level data on vacancies, sectoral demand, skills gaps, and graduate absorption to guide policy and budget decisions. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we do not need more slogans or promises that results in the pipeline. What we need are more effective ways by which we can solve the worsening youth unemployment problem in our country. The Ghana Statistical Service data is clear. The youth unemployment problem is getting worse, and the time to act is now. I thank Mr. Speaker for the opportunity.
From the floor of Parliament, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, GPCC, is calling for a stronger provisions in the anti-LGBTQ+ bill, arguing that the current draft does not go far enough to safeguard Ghana's traditional and family values.
The Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council has expressed concerns over the current form of the anti-LGBTQ bill, insisting that it requires stronger measures to effectively protect what it describes as Ghana's cultural and family values. According to the council, while the bill reflects national sentiment on the issue, certain provisions remain too weak and could undermine its intended impact if passed without further tightening. Leaders of the council argue that Ghana's social structure is rooted in traditional family systems, and any legislation on the matter must clearly reinforce those values without ambiguity. They are therefore urging lawmakers to revisit sections of the bill to ensure stronger enforcement mechanisms and clearer deterrent measures. The GPCC also appealed to Parliament to consider the moral and religious perspectives of a significant portion of the population during deliberations. Meanwhile, debate continues among civil society groups, religious organizations, and legal experts over the scope, human rights implications, and enforcement of the proposed legislation. Parliament is expected to continue consultations as the bill progresses through legislative processes.
A coalition of civil society organizations is calling on the Supreme Court to reaffirm the constitutionality and also continued operation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor amidst ongoing legal and constitutional debates.
A group of civil society organizations, CSOs, has filed a strong appeal to the Supreme Court, urging it to uphold the legality and independence of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The CSOs argue that the existence of the Office of the Special Prosecutor is critical in the fight against corruption and must be protected to ensure accountability in public service. The call comes amid renewed legal questions challenging aspects of the institution's mandate, structure, and operational authority. The group, representing various governance and anti-corruption advocacy bodies, insists that weakening the office could undermine years of progress in institutional oversight and transparency reforms. They further contend that the Special Prosecutor's Office plays a key role in investigating high-profile corruption cases and must be insulated from political interference to remain effective. The matter is expected to contribute to broader national discussions on governance, rule of law, and anti-corruption enforcement as the Supreme Court prepares to consider related arguments. Civil society actors are urging the judiciary to provide a clear and decisive ruling that will settle the legal uncertainties surrounding the office once and for all.
So from the edges of the CSO urging on the Supreme Court to mandate this, the OSP office to be given up discretionary powers, we move straight away to the world of commercials. When we return, it will be the time to bring in the business and its updates with Dede Gogo.
Let me introduce you to Farm Global Company Limited. At Farm Global, we offer you a variety of groceries and provisions to choose from. Cosmetics, perfume, bedsheets, undies, boxes, you can mention all. This is our perfume stand, and we have variety of perfumes you can choose from for yourself and your loved ones. We cover Latapa, fragrance works, and quality perfumes that will last long on your body. On our cosmetic section, we have variety of lotions, creams, hair pomades that can keep you going. Let your feet do the talking and your hand do the showcasing. Your babies are not left out. We got you covered. At Farm Global, we make shopping a beautiful experience for you and your family. You can be at home, send your list, and get it delivered for free. Yes, for free. We know you can pay for it, but we want to show appreciation. We bring everything to you at your doorstep. Locate Farm Global on the Nungwa-Boade Road, just opposite Redeemer Chemist. Call us on 0592 0999 52 or 050 384 3633. Farm Global, fast, reliable, and convenient.
Welcome back from the break. My name is Dede Gogo. In business, the Ghana Stock Exchange has recorded strong gains in its latest trading session, even as overall market activity remained relatively low.
Ghana has officially launched a national commodity platform to modernize the share value chain and strengthen the country's position in the global share market. The initiative, rolled out by relevant trade and agricultural sector authorities, is expected to streamline the buying and selling of share products, reduce exploitation of producers, and improve pricing transparency across supply chain. The platform is designed to connect farmers, aggregators, processors, and exporters in the more structured digital system, helping to eliminate inefficiencies that have long affected the sector. Stakeholders say the move will particularly benefit women in northern Ghana, who form the majority of share collectors and processors, by ensuring fairer prices and improved market access. The initiative is also expected to enhance traceability and quality standards, making Ghana's share more competitive on the international market. Government officials have described the platform as a major step toward agricultural commercialization and value addition, aligning with broader and efforts to boost non-traditional exports. Industry players are optimistic that the system will attract more investment into the share sector and improve income stability for rural communities. The rollout marks a significant milestone in Ghana's efforts to digitize agricultural commodity trading and strengthen export earnings.
Also, government has launched a national commodity platform aimed at transforming Ghana's share industry, improving transparency, pricing, and market access for producers.
The Ghana Stock Exchange ended its latest trading session on a positive note, posting strong gains across key listed equities despite a slowdown in trading volumes. Market data shows that select blue chip stock drove the upward movement, helping the benchmark indices close higher. Analysts say the performance reflects cautious investor optimism, although participation levels remain thin due to limited trading activities across most contours. Financial experts note that while gains are encouraging, the low volume of trade suggests that investors are still adopting a wait-and-see approach amid broader economic uncertainties. They added that sustained market growth will depend on stronger corporate earnings, macroeconomic stability, and renewed investor confidence. The exchange is expected to monitor trading trends closely as it seeks to deepen participation and attract more retail and institutional investors into the market. Despite the thin trading environment, the positive close is being seen as a sign of resilience in Ghana's capital market.
Let's go for a break. Up next is sports and entertainment with Farah Ayi.
Hi, welcome to Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth. Our serene environment and cozy rooms provides a pleasant stay. To book a room with us, call 055-5940-103 and 0241-972076. Locate us at Teshi Nungwa Estate, number 8 Coconut Street, directly behind A-Life Supermarket. Shiloh Guest House, where comfort meets warmth.
Welcome back from that break. Now, in the world of sports, Ghana's qualification to the FIFA World Cup could not provide a major boost to the economy through increased investment, tourism, business activity, and international visibility, according to sports and economic analysts.
Experts believe Ghana's qualification for the upcoming FIFA World Cup would extend far beyond football, bringing substantial economic and social benefits to the country. According to analysts, participation on the world's biggest football stage would enhance Ghana's global profile, attracting greater international attention to the country's tourism, culture, and investment opportunity. They noted that World Cup qualification often stimulates economic activities through increased spending on sports merchandise, hospitality services, advertising, and entertainment-related events. Businesses, particularly those in tourism, transport, telecommunication, and hospitality sectors, are expected to benefit from the heightened public interest and international exposure. Analysts also point to the potential financial rewards from FIFA participation, grants, and sponsorship opportunities, which could support football development and related economic activities. Beyond the financial gains, qualification is expected to foster national unity, pride, bringing Ghanaians together behind a common goal and strengthen the country's image on the global stage. As Ghana national football team continues its qualification campaign, many stakeholders are hopeful that success on the pitch will translate into meaningful economic opportunities of it. The prospect of World Cup participation is therefore being viewed not only as sporting achievement, but also as a potential catalyst for economic growth and national development.
And now in entertainment, Ghana experienced a significant increase in international visitor arrivals in December 2025, recording an 11.35% growth compared to the same period the previous year, highlighting the continued recovery and expansion of the tourism sector.
Ghana's tourism industry has received a major boost following reports that international arrivals in December 2025 increased by 11.35% compared to December 2024. The growth reflects rising global interest in Ghana as a preferred destination for tourism, business, and cultural exchange and diaspora engagement. Officials in the tourism sector attributed the increase to sustained promotional campaigns, improved travel connectivity, the country's growing reputation as a leading destination in West Africa. The rise in visitor numbers is expected to positively impact hotels, restaurants, transport operators, tour companies, and other businesses within the hospitality value chain. Industry stakeholders says the increase also underscores the success of initiatives aimed at strengthening Ghana's appeal to members of the African diaspora and international travelers seeking culture and heritage experiences. The development is seen as a positive signal for the country's economic outlook, with tourism continue to contribute significantly to foreign exchange earnings, job creation, and local enterprises' growth. Authorities remain optimistic that sustained investment in tourism infrastructure and destination marketing will help maintain momentum and position Ghana as a competitive destination on the global tourism map. The latest figures reinforces confidence in the sector's recovery and its growing role as a key driver of economic growth and national development.
And that's all for sports and entertainment. With me, Farah Ayi. Up next is the international news with El Samuels.
Welcome back from the sports and entertainment and also from the business desk. It's now time to turn our attention to the international front, where South Africa has become the subject of widespread social media mockery from football fans across Africa following Bafana's 2-0 defeat to Mexico in the opening match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
South Africa's World Cup campaign has gotten off to a difficult start both on and off the pitch, after a 2-0 loss to Mexico sparked a wave of reactions from football fans across the continent. The opening match saw Bafana reduced to 9 men after 2 red cards, making it one of the most dramatic World Cup openers in recent history. The defeat immediately triggered intense discussion and trolling on social media platforms. Many fans from countries including Ghana and Nigeria mocked South Africa's performance, criticizing the team's discipline and tactical approach during the match. Online discussions, memes, and videos quickly spread across social media following the final whistle. Reports indicate that some of the reactions were influenced not only by football rivalry, but also by lingering tensions over recent anti-migrant sentiments and xenophobic incidents in South Africa that affected citizens from other African countries. South Africa captain Rowan Williams reportedly expressed disappointment over what he described as a lack of support from fellow Africans, calling for greater continental unity during major international tournaments. Despite the setback, South Africa's coach, Hugo Broos, remains optimistic that the team can recover and improve in its remaining group stage matches. Bafana will now turn their attention to their next future as they seek to revive their hopes of progressing to the knockout stage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Away from the South African story, we move to the Middle East, where Iran has dismissed suggestion that a peace deal with the United States is imminent, insisting no final agreement has been reached despite claims by the U.S. President Donald Trump that a settlement to end the conflict could be signed within days.
Iran has stated that no final decision has been made on a proposed agreement with the United States, pushing back against comments by U.S. President Donald Trump that a deal to end the conflict could be signed as early as this weekend. Speaking through state media, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Bagel said discussions are ongoing and that while significant progress has been made, several key issues remain unresolved. He stressed that Tehran would not compromise on what it considers its core negotiating positions. President Trump, however, told reporters that a great settlement had been reached and suggested that a formal signing ceremony could take place in Europe within days. He also indicated that the agreement could lead to the reopening of the strategically important Strait of Hormuz, a critical route for global oil shipments. Reports suggest the proposed framework could include sanctions relief for Iran, measures to reduce hostilities, and further negotiations on broader security concerns. However, Iranian officials maintain that speculation about a finalized agreement is premature. The developments come after months of heightened tensions and intermittent military exchanges, which have raised concerns about regional stability and global energy markets. Despite growing diplomatic momentum, analysts caution that significant hurdles remain before any agreements can be formally concluded. The international community is now closely watching the negotiations with hopes that continued dialogue could pave way for a lasting reduction in tensions across the Middle East.
And with a disagreement between Tehran and Washington, we've come to the end of this evening news, live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate, Nungwa at Dogono. The news was also live across our social media handles on MBN 360. But let's take a second look at the stories making headline before we take a leave of you.
Government played no role in Ministers' Awards, Kwachi Ofosu declares. In business, GSE records strong gains amid theme trading. And on the international front, South Africa trolled by African fans following World Cup opening defeat.
Thanks for staying with us. For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. You have a good evening.